guys, this is azetecman here. I am here to show you a quick review over Fallout 4. Honestly, my best Bethesda game that's came out here recently. Alright, here I go. Now, in this game, you can create settlements, and it's a pretty awesome idea. I enjoy it rather well, because, I mean, I could build pretty much whatever I want. And what you can build while you're in here is stores. I have a general store. You can build a clinic. You can build an armor store, a gun store, just stores, just awesome. I mean, come on. Why go all the way to the biggest town all the way across the map when you have a store right there in town? But another cool concept I like is, alright, I'll show you here. See these buildings here? They're already prefabricated. If you don't feel like building your own town and you just feel like building already pre-made shacks, I have a small one here, and then the big one is right here, and I'll just, it's pretty awesome. You can build defenses for your town. I happen to have a spotlight here, which will obviously, enemies come nearby, it'll spotlight them, and my turrets here, sitting here up on my bridge, will immediately start shooting. And then I have my defenses in the water, make sure no one can't, swim on in. But if you're doing civilization wise, they want clean water, water purification. Obviously they want like a little bit of luxury here and there, but I mean, you do that little bit by little bit because it's hard to find a lot of these resources sometimes. And then you have your crops. My lovely little garden here. But yeah, if you don't feel like using prefabricated stuff, like your buildings and stuff like that, you can make them by hand. I've made like little sleeping quarters here, all out of prefabricated material, like the, say there's pillars, the roof and the floor are prefabricated, and I had to use a wall to build the wall, and I had to put the door frame and a door on. But if you don't feel like using any prefab stuff, I mean, you could easily come over here to this other house that I built. I know, a little plain and whatnot, but as you notice, there's no pillars, nothing like that. I mean, a little concerning how house is hanging off the wall, but anyway. If you get power, you can power a jukebox. I mean, you can get Brotherhood of Steel flag, Minutemen flag, and then the American flag. I mean, obviously, why not just all hang them up? Come on. And if this is your house, you can, build little containers, safe, Sean's crib. If you don't, I have not played this game. I'm not going to put any spoilers, but anyway. Your only way to get new settlers to this game is through a radio transmitter, and bam. And honestly, the guns in this game also are pretty awesome on the sheer fact that the modding is ridiculous. If I wanted to, I could, change my ammo capacity to where I do, if you notice in your left-hand corner, it'll say damage went up to 50. And this, depending on your mod, can depend on your damage, your range, your weight, and your value. As you can tell, I could put a sniper barrel on. Throws my damage up, throws my weight up. Oh, actually, yeah, it throws my weight up. And obviously, it's gonna throw your range out the butt. Threw my range up to 227. But you can make your guns look completely and utterly crazy looking. Even put new muzzles on them, But you have to have specific perks to do it. Like, for instance, for laser weapons and plasma-based weapons, you need to have a science perk. And for normal guns, like I have a 50 caliber sniper rifle here, I need to have a gun nut ability perk to allow me to do so much stuff. And then you have your armor. You can mod your armor like crazy if you like, depending on how your playstyle is, from increased resistance to radiation, carrying capacity, doing more damage with just barehanded, or melee weapons, I mean. It's just, your possibilities of your gameplay is exponential. And if anyone's ever played Fallout 3, you do not have to worry about waiting to like the end of the game to actually use power armor. As you can tell, I have 2 sets of power armor here. I have a set of T60 winterized power armor, and then I have a Brotherhood of Steel T60 power armor as well. And then I have, you know, an additional T60 that I'm gonna, after I get legs, make it how I want it. Just like my T60 wintered. But there are more than just T60 power armor. There's T60, T45, and T50. I think like T51 or something like that. But it's pretty cool. VATS is a little bit different in this game now, because if you get in a perk, if you would happen to hit your R1 button, you will actually get a indicator on the ground, and we'll try to get the provisioner shot apparently. It'll lead you to your destination that you're trying to get to. And if you're like me and you played Fallout 3 and New Vegas, that's no longer stops time, which, I mean, yeah, that was a really awesome concept in 3 and New Vegas, but slowing down time to get better angles on a target is pretty awesome. You higher your percentage and everything else. And the one thing I'm kind of disappointed at in this game is the charisma, because they used to have a percentile of, like, for instance, if you had someone to talk to, it'd be like, oh, it's 50%. Now it's color coded, and you have no idea. But like, the difficulty is yellow, orange, and red. Yellow being the easiest, orange being medium, and red being the hardest. Ooh, what's that power armor? T45. See, bam, T45. The power armor here in this game do take fusion cores, which I haven't had a really big issue finding. Some people might, but I mean, it depends on how well you look around and everything. And guys, I'm on like the normal difficulty. I'm not on easy or anything. And I have found so many legendary people like that I've killed and got their armor and stuff. It's ridiculous. And oh yeah, new concept to this game for Fallout wise is romance. Romance and sex. There is only one person in this game you can actually like romance and just have like a one night stand with. And you find her in Good Neighbor, and then you have a companion like Kate or Piper. If you're like me, you're only going to go out to the girls.
Hey.
What is if you want to talk?
You can talk to them. You see how your relationship and everything are with them. My sexy dude there.
That's all I care about.
And
else doesn't matter.
That was it.
like, for instance, if you get into it like straight up through the romance, and you're like, all right, she's your woman, or your husband, or whatever that tickles your fancy. If you go to sleep, you can significantly increase your XP gained as long as they're nearby as you go to sleep. It could be even for an hour. And you get like it tells you like, oh, significant increase to all XP. Pretty awesome. And guys, I mean, just look at these graphics. I mean, they're pretty awesome. Well, as you can tell, I have iron sights on this thing. I don't really like the iron sights. I prefer the red dots. But I mean, it works with what you got. But yeah. It's a pretty nice game overall, and another awesome concept I love about this game is you don't have to like go into a whole nother menu to search people anymore. You can easily just go over them, and you can see what they have on them, and it just makes things so much easier, so much faster, and I love it. Bethesda did an amazing job in this game. overall. I mean, come on. Oh, fucking bird. There are 4 factions in this game. One being the Railroad, the Institute, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Minutemen. Obviously, in all past Fallout games, you could only pick one. And right now, I haven't picked any of the sides, because, I mean, you pick that more toward the end of the game, and I'm only about halfway through it. But I'm going to call it good on this video now.